Chapter 1. When I was a little boy, my older brother and my older sister had a fight. They had been arguing about the machine called typewriter. I remember my sister had used it, and after that, it didn't work right. She had to stop using it because it was not working correctly. She said it. Our mother came home, and she got upset after touching the machine. Sister and brother were called into the room. I stood next to mom. She faced them, both side by side, facing her, looking at her while she scolded them both about typewriter this and typewriter that. It was broken. Mom asked him first. I remember catching his eyes, his stare. It was solemn and composed, even when mom was so threatening. He told mom he didn't do it. She told mom she didn't do it, that he did it. She also looked at mom when asked, and she also looked at him, and then at me when she said that it had been him. I knew she was mistaken. I knew it had been her. I said, "No, it was you." She looked down at me, straight into my eyes, then turned back to mom to claim it wasn't her. It was him. I saw something weird when she glared at me. I repeated, "No, it was you." I was prepared to tell the sequence of events, though at the time I was very quiet and shy, and I was hoping I wouldn't have to say anything. She looked back down at me. This time I saw a face on her I did not recognize. It was tense and serious, menacing. She looked straight into my eyes and insisted that it hadn't been her. I started to sob, asking her, "Why are you saying that? It isn't true." She had the same face. It was a strange one. It was scary. She insisted it wasn't her, that it was him. I knew it was her, and her denial and menacing face were scaring me. She was betraying something between us. I was crying, still asking why she was saying that. She was hiding behind her words, behind that face she was wearing. She had always been loving and caring towards me, and nurturing always. And to this day, she still is. That day, I felt hurt. I became angry. I was crying, and she still would not stop using that face, saying those words, placing that stare into my eyes. She was making me a liar, and I didn't even know it. I was betraying myself for the first time. It was that stare I would imitate to break and to hurt. It was that face I would use to join the mobs that kill anyone in the name of anything, to lie and hide. It was this moment I would try to bury under a maelstrom of rage and violence, of unjust justifications, of injustice and self-denial. So the daemon marked the spot where the angel whispered. And I see now, within this moment, from this perspective, the many masks my angel was wearing, and the many I had to choose from. The one I chose then, and one I have chosen now. I didn't get it then. I ran. I ran away sobbing, hurt, feeling betrayed, confused, scarred and scared. I found myself on my parents' balcony, looking up at the volcano, at the orange pink clouds and the darkening sky. I cried and cried. Why did she do that? Why did she say I was wrong when we both knew I was right? We both knew it had been her. She wouldn't stop looking at me like that. So angry, like she wanted to hurt me. I couldn't stand the thought of her towering figure lowering her head to intimidate me with eyes of hate. I was even crying to her, begging, asking why. Why? But she wouldn't stop. He appeared to my right after a little while. I knew it was him. I never turned to look. He always shows up. Always. I was crying. Still, not as violently, but still tearing and lightly sobbing, contemplating the world outside, how beautiful out there. A cool breeze, like family. Orange clouds, majestic. The peak of the volcano with its body of trees and mane of jungle. Wind moving across 5 million rooftops. Through endless branches and leaves, releasing and carrying all sounds and scents across the mantle of life. Sky tickled with birds of all worlds, swimming in endless patterns of color and song, swaying in sync with sun and moon and light, falling in love with dancing clouds. My brother's arm around my back, resting his hand on my shoulder. He revealed to me, there's something happening in this world. There's something coming, but the grown-ups, the people of this world don't see it. They don't know it and can't see it. And his voice came caressing. His right arm extended out towards the world, and his hand waved at the heavens, almost as if dipping into an invisible fabric that covers everything. I wiped my tears and took another good look. The world's top layer, the entire sky, was suddenly moving. There were huge transparent waves appearing upon a firmament that was magically burning through, far in the distance, but humongous. Each one could swallow the world. They advanced from the horizon towards me. The whole universe was vibrating. The sounds ceased. The world stopped somehow. It was at that moment, in that manner, that he showed me the way. He was right, and I had known it. I had known it, and I had forgotten. That night up on that balcony, I saw what he saw, and I knew he would not let me forget.